Hi, my name is Christine Berry, and I'm the director of our new Looking At Clubhouse located in Lewiston. This is the third clubhouse with Kennebec Behavioral Health, and I have had the pleasure of starting all three clubhouses. So let me share with you a little bit about each of the other two clubhouses. The first one opened in 1997, December 1st, and it's called the High Hopes Clubhouse, and it's located in Waterville. So I started that one first. And our second clubhouse kind of evolved out of the High Hopes Clubhouse. We had members from the Augusta community that were traveling to Waterville to go to High Hopes, and they decided they wanted to have their own clubhouse. So in 2002, we opened Capitol Clubhouse, and so that clubhouse is celebrating 10 years this year. And in January of 2012, we opened Looking Ahead Clubhouse, and we are now just wrapping up our third month, actually entering our fourth month as a clubhouse, and we're very excited to be in the Lewiston, Auburn community. I'm actually really excited to share with you that I am a graduate of the University of Maine at Farmington. I graduated in, well, I'll disclose my date, but it probably will date my age. I graduated in 1987 with a bachelor's degree in rehabilitation, and I have actually been working in the field since I graduated, so 87 to 2012. So it's 25 years I think I've been working in the field, and I'm very pleased to share that my career has been absolutely fabulous, working in mostly all mental health. Pretty much, this is my third position. I've been with Kennebec Behavioral Health going on 16 years. And the other 9 years I had a job with Motivational Services for 7 years, in which I was the employment coordinator of a program called Work Opportunities and Rehabilitation Choices. And it was working with adults with mental illness and helping them find jobs in the community. And prior to that, right out of college, I worked for Project Live, which is called Living in a Vocational Environment, and I worked with high school students at Coney High School, and I was a job coach for them and helped them job shadow placements while they were at high school. And the folks that I worked with all were diagnosed with autism, and they were all boy adolescents. So I did that for 2 years, Motivational Services for 7 years, and then now Kennebec Behavioral Health coming up on 16 years in September of this year. So my entire career has been basically vocational mental health, rehabilitation, job development, job coaching. I'm a certified employment specialist, and I've also been certified as a clubhouse staff, and I've had the international clubhouse trainings. And I'm also a manager for job coaches for employment specialists. I had that training a number of years ago as well. What I'll do is share with you, basically the mission statement for all three clubhouses is the same. And it's to provide employment, education, and social opportunities. So all three clubs practice the 36 standards from the International Center for Clubhouse Development, which means we have to meet all 36 standards in order to be a certified clubhouse. And it's very prestigious to be a certified clubhouse. And here in Maine, they actually require us to receive certification. All three clubhouses are Maine Care funded, and part of our requirement from the Department of Health and Human Services is that we maintain that international accreditation. So in order to do that, we have to practice the clubhouse model accurately, provide a good quality of service, meet all 36 standards. We have 4 guaranteed rights. We have a guaranteed right to a place to come, a guaranteed right to a place to return, guaranteed right to meaningful relationships, and a guaranteed right to meaningful work. So all of our members have that guarantee if they become a clubhouse member, that they will receive education, employment, and social opportunities, and they have those 4 guarantees. Well, becoming a member has lots of responsibilities, and that's part of what we do is we teach, mentor, guide, and support our members. And they know that. We talk about that. We talk about being colleagues, co-workers, peers. We do all the work in the clubhouse side by side. So the relationships are kind of unique. The relationships in the clubhouse are the core existence of the clubhouse. That's kind of our foundation, is to develop these relationships, to trust each other, to be respectful to each other, to treat each other with dignity, and to share our goals, to share our skills. So we're considered a strengths-based rehabilitation program. So we focus on all the positive, and we don't focus on the negative, or we don't focus on a person's disability or mental health diagnoses. We really don't even talk about diagnoses. We don't talk about clinical work in the clubhouse. But we talk about strengths, sharing our strengths, and moving forward. So when I meet a member for the first time in the clubhouse, what I'm looking for from that member is what they want to do with their life. What is missing? What goals do they have that they need some support with? And then how can we as a clubhouse program help that person achieve those goals? Well, even though each person doesn't necessarily have to go phase 1, 2, or 3, because it is individual services at the clubhouse, but typically the process would be a member is interested in employment, so they work in the units within the clubhouse. That's called our work order day. So some of the foundations of skills building that we're working on that can be applied towards employment happen here at the clubhouse. And then a member might say, I really want paid work. There's no paid work in the clubhouse. So in that case, they would be able to apply for a transitional employment position within the clubhouse. And when I say apply, it might just be the 5 members want that same job. So we kind of do a clubhouse screening within the clubhouse. We're looking for members that have been dedicated to the clubhouse. We're looking for members that have had good attendance, that have been reliable to come to the clubhouse, that if they can't come, they've called and said, I'm not able to be in today or tomorrow due to such and such reason, so that they've had that level of responsibility that you'd need to have going to work. So then we would determine which member would be selected for that transitional employment position. They would work 6 to 9 months at that job, paid for by the employer. There's no paid work, as I mentioned earlier, so they're hired by that company. And once they finish their transitional employment position, they're eligible to do a second transitional employment position. And both of these are funded by the Bureau of Rehabilitation, and all of our members would have a vocational rehab counselor that we would partner with. So say they've gone through and they've completed 2 successful transitional employment positions, then the member might say, I want my own job, something that is not transitional, it's permanent in placement. So then we would work with their VR counselor, we would become their job developer, and we would develop a placement in the community that's unique to what their skills are, what their interests are, and they become competitively employed. And the last phase is Voc Rehab would probably close their case, and they would receive long-term support if they would like that. So that as long as they're employed, they have support. I was talking to the directors of the other 2 clubhouses yesterday, and I know High Hopes they run about, they're our first clubhouse, they run close to 50% of their members are employed. And yesterday she told me, the director of High Hopes, that they have 13 transitional employment placements. And their average daily attendance has been around 40, and they have an active membership of around 115. So those statistics are really great. Now they're our oldest clubhouse. They're 15 years, so they've been working Clubhouse successfully for a lot of years. Capital Clubhouse has been running about 10 transitional employment placements, at least when I was the director there, up until December 1st of 2011. We were running about 45 members a day, and I think our employment rate was probably 35 to 40% of our membership. Here, I just don't have those numbers. We just celebrated 115 active members yesterday. We're working on increasing our average daily attendance. We have 4 members working out of 21 members that are coming for average daily attendance. So, we're sort of in a different place in our development. So. Well, a lot of people ask me that, and I do classes at the University of Maine in Augusta. We've done classes at the University of Maine in Farmington. And a lot of times students do ask that question. And you know, I usually start the classes off by saying that I really do feel privileged to have the opportunity to work in Clubhouse. Certainly I've had a unique experience where I've, you know, worked in all 3 clubhouses, the only 3 clubhouses in the state of Maine, and I've had the opportunity to start all 3 with all my clubhouse friends to help me along the way, of course. But it, you know, I don't know, you know, I'm not sure which direction I would have gone had Clubhouse, you know, I kind of stumbled across Clubhouse. I was doing job development, I was job coaching, I was working with pretty much the same folks that I'm working with now, and I just felt like there was more that I could do. And in Clubhouse, it's such a big window of opportunity, and there's so many different things that we celebrate that I think it keeps it very energizing for me. You know, I really never know what the next day is going to hold. I love the contact that we have in our community. Part of our philosophy is that we want to give back to our community, so we don't want to be a program that's a nonprofit that we just, you know, asking for, you know, donations and free pizza for our party. We want to give back. If there's local events that are going on in the community, we want our Clubhouse membership to be part of the community to recognize that. We partner with our community in any and every way possible. So I think that's given me an opportunity to meet so many different people in state government, you know, some of the government departments, you know, Voc Rehab, DHHS, you know, certainly employers, and learning about businesses, Maine businesses, because, you know, as a job coach, placement manager, you go in, you meet the employer, and, you know, how unique is it that we travel in Clubhouse? So, you know, a lot of careers do let you travel, but in Clubhouse we go side by side. I was in Stockholm, Sweden last July. I've been to Hawaii. I've been to Florida a couple times with a Clubhouse, Toronto, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Philadelphia, you know, Massachusetts, all over New England, and I can't even remember them all in the last 15 years. And those are all Clubhouse trips with Clubhouse colleagues, where we've gone and presented strengths of our Clubhouse to other Clubhouses all over the world. Because there's about oh gosh, close to 400 clubhouses in almost 30 different countries. So, I mean, it's like one big, you know, community of people, and we're all pen pals pretty much. So that piece, I think, for me in my career, being 25 years working in vocational mental health, the Clubhouse is just always changing. It's thriving. And I feel that I'm a positive person, and Clubhouse provides an opportunity for me to work with people in a very positive manner. And I think that's, you know, if I couldn't do that, I probably would think about something else to do. So. Well, we'll do anything and everything possible to help them maintain their job. You know, to the on-site job coaching, to, if that's not necessary, to off-site job coaching, supports back here at the Clubhouse. So if they're working, you know, and they can call us after work, or they can call us before they go to work, or if they're kind of having a bad day, that we can talk them through, you know, go to work, do the best you can, check in with us after, we'll help you get through this. Sometimes a person does have to be hospitalized just for whatever's going on, and, you know, we can perhaps be a liaison between, you know, with their employer, to help their employer understand without disclosing all sorts of information that this person just needs a couple days off. So, I mean, you know, ultimately our goal is that our members are employed. We want as many members employed as possible, because these are our main residents, you know, and we're in a tough economic time, and we have high unemployment. And so if our members can start working and earning money and reducing their disability benefit and paying taxes, that's a good thing. So we're all for employment, and we will do whatever we can so that our members are successful. Well, thank you very much, and if there's anything else that I can ever do to answer any questions about the Clubhouse, I'd be more than happy to do that. And we're also more than happy to present to any of the classes at the University of Maine at Farmington on the Clubhouse model of psychiatric rehabilitation.